Okay, well, thank y'all for being here. As you know, over the past several weeks, we've had difficulty with non-payment of water bills by some apartment property owners. We have spent a good bit of the last several weeks trying to figure out a way to deal with this that is both financially responsible and compassionate toward the tenants, because these are master metered apartments, which means that typically the tenant pays for water as a part of rent, and the landlord has a master meter that pays for the rent. So with me today are Don Hobdy with Water and Sewer and Brandon Sneed, Assistant Director of Water and Sewer. We want to make sure that we are trying to do something that is both financially responsible and compassionate toward the tenants who, in the short run, have very few options in terms of where their residency is. So initially, we had planned to disconnect the water. We notified tenants that their water would be disconnected as early as last Monday. We have not done that because we were looking for a way that would be more compassionate toward them, give them more options with respect to their residency and access to water. The owners have made partial payments on their balances but are still way behind. So here's what we have determined that we will do in this particular situation. One, if payment is not made by the owner immediately, we will issue a notice to the tenants that we will give a 10-day warning before we cut off. So that will go out sometime early next week, so it'll be 10 days from whenever that notice is posted to the tenants. At the end of the 10 days, if satisfactory arrangements still have not been made by the landowner, by the owner of the property, then we will cut off the water, except we will keep the water on from 6 to 8 in the morning and from 6 to 8 in the afternoon, so that the residents will have 30 days to make other arrangements and they will not be completely cut off of water during that 30-day period. At the end of the 30 days, if satisfactory arrangements and arrearages have not been paid, then we will cut off the water. So it's a total of about 40 days that gives the tenants an opportunity to work with their landowner, their apartment owner, or to do something further to either change their residence or take some other action to provide themselves with water. We also want to make sure that the account owner, the property owner, is accountable. In order to maintain water service at this address, the owner will be required to meet the new deposit requirements, which is $100 per unit, to qualify for a payment arrangement. We will then, once that is made, we will enter into a payment arrangement with the property owner if the property owner pays what we determine is an appropriate amount and provides the deposit, so that going forward we will not only collect the amount under the payment arrangement but also the current water. And as long as that continues, we will continue to provide it. The city is committed to protecting residents while enforcing financial responsibilities. We urge property owners, this one, as there are actually, I think, 3 different companies that we understand they're all owned or controlled by the same group, but we urge them to meet their financial responsibilities and their responsibilities to their tenants by making arrangements to pay for the water that they are consuming. Tenants should contact their property managers for updates, and residents with concerns can reach out to the Shreveport Water and Sewer Department. We believe this is a compassionate and financially responsible way to deal with this situation, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. Yes, Adam?
If they're paying some now, why aren't they paying the whole amount? What is the reason they've given you for not paying what they owe?
I'll have to turn that over to Mr. Hobby if he knows.
Well, actually, they have not given us a reason. They just haven't been paying.
But they have been paying small amounts?
Small amounts, right.
Have they indicated whether they're willing to pay the lump sum they owe, and how much is that sum?
They have not indicated that they were ready to pay the lump sum. The three apartments combined is approximately it's a little less than $200,000.
Do y'all have expectations that they will pay the money off before you have to shut the water down completely?
We are hopeful that we can enter into an arrangement. We understand that there's some leakage issues that may result in some credits toward that amount, but we have to have in-depth discussions with the owner to be able to determine that.
Would the city settle?
Sir?
Would the city settle for a smaller amount?
The only thing we can really do is we can do something with the sewer charges. As you know, the sewer charges are the larger part of your water bill. So if we can document leakage, the easiest thing for us to do is to work on the sewer, because if it leaked, it didn't go into our sewer system, so it was not part of what we had to process.
Hey, Mr. Mayor, how aggravating is it? Once again, another headline with another apartment complex and more water issues.
It is very frustrating. What we've been trying to do, these policies and decisions have somewhat been made on an ongoing basis, because these are really relatively new issues that we've had to address. What we hope is, on an ongoing basis, we'll continue to develop into policies that are both financially responsible and compassionate to the tenants who are somewhat innocent victims of the circumstances.
Mayor, how is the on-off switch going to work? Like when we're shutting off water at some of the other apartments, we had to dig into the ground to actually reach the master water meter. Is somebody just going to come pull a handle twice a day?
Because of concerns for the safety of water and sewer people, since we're saying when they're going to be there, I would rather not address that question.
Are we sure that the residents won't be able to go pull a handle somewhere?
We believe.
We don't think that we will.
We don't believe that they will.
Will water, fire hydrants still be available just in case anything breaks out?
Yeah, the fire hydrants are on a separate line. At least that's what the fire department has told us. So that's my latest information there. And the fire chief is here, so he says yes, they're on a separate line. So fire protection will still be available.
Mayor, would we be deploying in the event of a full shut-off the same kind of resources we saw earlier last year when the three apartment complexes lost their water?
Well, what we hope is we're giving people 40 days. We'll give them more opportunity to relocate if that's what they end up having to do. So we'll address that issue when the time comes. Any other questions? Right. Thank you all very much for being here.